what can I sell and who do I sell to? This session is going to answer some of these questions and even more. Start where you are. There's a lot you can get started with, only that you probably are not seeing. Do not complain. Whatsoever that is happening to you right now might actually be an opportunity for you to get better. Never ever quit. In case you get started, a lot of people even try to get started, but at long the line they have to quit. Of course, if you want to get rich, you must have to either be in business or you are into real estate investments. Maybe passive income, if I can add, is earned income, like you work for people and they pay you. A lot of people, once they talk about what do you sell, what comes to their mind is just products, right? It's much more than that. Pain, profession and passion is where you can actually develop some products or services around. Seeing through your difficulties and also leveraging on the solution you provide for yourself to others. Once they use the solution, then you make money. Start where you are. Do not complain and never quit. Start where you are right now. Do not complain and never quit. This was like my recitation, daily recitation as at 2020-2021 while I was about to start my business. This question often comes to many people as regards to what can I sell and who do I sell to, right? Today, this session is going to answer some of these questions and even more. So, if you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Kabir, your business and entrepreneur coach. We're going to be doing this for 1000 days. Today is day 53, and let's get started. What I've recited to you earlier before now is actually my first 3 business rules, and I kept to these rules. I maintain my boundary, and I respect my words. I discipline myself to follow it. And let me repeat the rules to you again, that start where you are. There's a lot you can get started with, only that you probably are not seeing. And then do not complain. Whatsoever that is happening to you right now might actually be an opportunity for you to get better, but you are not looking the positive, right? You are probably just complaining. And then never ever quit. In case you get started, a lot of people even try to get started, but at long the line they have to quit. So if you find yourself in that shoe, you are struggling to know what to do. Of course, if you want to get rich, you must have to either be in business or you are into real estate investments, or perhaps, I think if there's any other thing, maybe passive income, right? These are the 3 basic places where you can actually have a lot of income to yourself. So, but I think maybe if I can add, is earned income, like you work for people and they pay you. So these are some of the places where you can actually get a lot of money. So let's get started. How do you now break it down to a layman language? Like seriously, you must have been struggling to get started in terms of having your own business or doing something for yourself in order to make money. But you keep wondering, what can I sell and who will buy? What are the people I can sell to? But the question starts from what can I sell? Yes, I'm going to be providing a lot of answers to you today, and it might help you change your mind and probably get started where you are right now. So let's get started. What do you sell? I think that's where we should start from. It's easier when you look at it in a different perspective. For a lot of people, once they talk about what do you sell, what comes to their mind is just products, right? It's much more than that. There's so much you can develop into a product, but a lot of us don't know. So one of the basic things you can develop into products, let me mention for example the 3, is what I call the 3 P's. I actually learned this from Alex. If you don't know Alex, that's one of the most professional basic gurus, right? Expert gurus, I would say, in terms of selling, marketing generally. So he said there are 3 P's, right? Pain, profession, as well as what? He said pain, profession, and I think he said passion. Yes, I have it with me here. Pain, profession, and passion. These are the three basic places where you can actually develop some products or services around. And somebody will be wondering, how can I sell pen? How can I sell profession? Perhaps how can I also sell passion? Okay, let's break it down. Let's start one at a time. So it's possible in your life you've passed through some challenges. That's why I keep telling people that if you suffer any challenge, it's actually an opportunity for you. For every difficulties that come your way, in most cases come with it some seed of opportunity. So, but you need a second eye that is more spiritual than the physical one, that you'll be able to see it. So when you are going through challenges, is it in terms of relationship? Is it in terms of maybe you are having some health issues? Do you know, guess what? There's a student that joined our academy, an e-commerce academy recently, and he said he actually left school. He's an health student, health practitioner, medical student. He had to leave school so that he can focus on business. He was not seeing future, and it would take him a long time to be able to finish his medical school. This is not to encourage you to quit your study, but the guy is so eager to start something for himself. And let me tell you that since he left his school, some of his colleagues that he left there after some, I think this is about 1 or 2 years now, are actually looking up to him as like he has succeeded already, whereas them, they are still in school studying. So what does this tell you? What this guy is now trying to do is, one of the first things that happened to him was he actually took some ulcer products, and the product works for him a lot. Now he's trying to see how he can market the product and then make sales from it. Now he has learned e-commerce, and now he thinks he can market a product that works for him. So through pain of his sickness, he's now able to learn how to market a particular product. So it's all about seeing through your difficulties and also leveraging on the solution you provide for yourself to others, so that once they use the solution, then you make money. It's that simple. I don't know how many of you know who they call Blessing CEO online. I think if you know her, this is not to say that I agree with every of her content, but then that lady, I think she suffered some kind of relationship issues while she was in her marriage. So as she left the marriage, she became a motivational speaker and relationship expert. I don't know if she's an expert or not, but I think she inspires a lot of people when it comes to relationships. So that's it. Now she has learned to convert her pain to gain through what? Through creating services by teaching others and then the listing. So perhaps yourself, I might not be able to make example that resonates with yourself, but then you are going through something. Can you just think around it, a product or services you can create out of it, right? Because what I want you to understand is that there are millions and billions of people suffering the same thing you are suffering today, and there's every possibility that you found a solution to it. Why don't you share the solution, and then it becomes a product or service for you? Now the next thing on how to create product or services is your profession. So many of us have been working all our lives, either serving others or even doing our work, right? Whatsoever it is, there's a way that you can monetize your profession. Recently, I think I started talking to some teachers. I told them that, look, if you're a good teacher and you know what you are doing, you know what you are teaching, you know your subject area very well, not that you are just there to make money or to make ends meet. There's a way that you can create a digital product, even as little as maybe answering wire questions in form of digital product. You package it well, you can promote it across Western Africa, right? So, and this is gonna be like a passive income. You get money from it even while you are sleeping. So, but you see, this is like your profession has now turned into a product or a service that you can promote online to make sales. So this is very easy, and each time you are promoting that, you don't actually need to start making the product all over again. You already have it. It's just for you to sell, and you keep selling. So there's a lot you can do actually when it comes to your profession. Think about what you've been doing over the years. And funny enough, you don't need any special school to be able to learn what you have been doing over the years. You don't need any special school to teach you the pains you have gone through and how it feels. That's why I started by telling people some days back that you might need to understand yourself very well, because understanding yourself is actually the first product. You are actually the first product of your clients, because there's no way you can be able to convince clients if you don't know what you are saying or doing. Even with the product, people don't often buy the product, they buy you. They buy the solution you are bringing to the table. So you think about any pain you have that you can convert into something like a product or services, just like I've given you some examples, right? Somebody like me now, all through my life, I have masters, I've been in the university system, taught for some years, and that was not working for me. I turned my face into business. Now I'm doing better, and I feel I had a lot to share with people. Apart from the fact that I sell products, this product I don't create myself. Always remember that for you to become so successful, you need people, product, services. You need people, product, and services. Do you understand? So if you really want to do well, then you might need to start thinking about what kind of product can I generate from my pain or from my profession. And the last one I have here is passion. You see, when you look at the online space generally, you find people that are just using their passion to cash out, right? If you're in Nigeria, you meet people like Sabinos. Those are their talents. They are passionate about making jokes. People like Mark, right? Mark Angel. These people are passionate about making jokes, and they make a lot of money. People like Ordinary President in Abuja. He has, in fact, I would say Ordinary President can belong to the first place. Pain. He has gone through a lot in the past. So he's using his idea from what he has gone through and how he outgrown that challenges into helping others, because he can literally assume himself in the shoe of others who are going through what he has gone through before, and providing solution, the same solution he has used to solve his own problem, to them is giving him an edge ahead. And there's no way you do some of these things. Money has to just come your way. That's why I tell people that don't focus on the money. Like the three things we are mentioning now, right? Your pain, your profession, and your passion. What are you really passionate about? It mustn't necessarily be something like a big deal. People like me, there are a lot of things I'm passionate about. Like what I'm doing right now. I love coming here to just teach you. I love talking. I love making sales. I love reading. I love writing. By the way, I've written my first book, right? Online sales, a proven path to success in e-commerce. You can go to Amazon and check. The book is there. It's just about 12.5 USD. That's it. So I've written the book. That's an intellectual property. And how do I do that? I love to write, and I love to read. I love to make research. So all these are things that I can convert into building products or services that could generate me massive income with time. Do you understand? So as early as possible, just find out what are you passionate about, and you can build a business around it. It's not a big deal. You can actually build a business around it. Only that you might need some kind of maybe mentorship, some guidance, and all of that. And these are so easy to get these days, because in online a lot of things are happening. You mustn't necessarily need to pay. Earlier today I was talking about the use of AI, how you can leverage on AI to actually get massive value. Maybe I should reveal two of the secrets of the kind of value system I get from AI. Even the book I talk about that I wrote right now, AI has helped me to do more than 50% of the job. Just like an assistant, my personal PA, right? Personal assistant. So, but even yourself looking at me right now, you have access to this AI, but you are not using it. You don't even know about it. Do you know that I find a way of telling AI to assess me, to tell me I've been chatting with you over some maybe a year or a year and a half. So can you tell me little about what I don't know about myself? probably some of the things that might help me, but I don't know. I didn't realize it. And AI just go telling me a lot of things about myself. And I also ask AI, okay, can you be my financial mentor? Ask me questions just like doctor will diagnose his patients. So ask me questions, I'm going to respond. Use these responses to advise me on how to get better on my finances, how to build massive wealth, how to manage my wealth, how to grow my wealth, how to multiply from the responses I gave you. Do you understand? When you go to hospital, doctor diagnose you and then give you what? Recommendations, give you your drugs and prescriptions. The same thing I'm doing with AI, and that's so powerful. It's so revealing. And if you are willing to do the same, why not? You don't need a dime to pay for it. So if you really want to be wealthy, you must have to look around these three areas: your pain, your profession, and your passion, to be able to what? Create a product out of it. Now, if you are creating this product, of course, we all know about physical products, right? Things you can sell. People like me, we used to import a lot of items from China to Nigeria and some other countries to sell. So that's normally physical products. But we also have digital products that usually comes in form of services, right? It can come in form of services, like seriously, and there's a lot you can do. That's why I tell people that, for example, if you are living in an estate and it happens that you used to go pick your child from school back home, and maybe you are a sit-at-home mother, right? Why don't you think about, while picking your child, you can also pick some other people's children that are in the same estate, instead of just driving with only your child. And that way you could start a transportation company. It's a problem that is your pain point, something you can't just live without. Do you understand? But now you can convert it into a massive business. It's something you are doing, by the way. It's not a job to you. It's not something you have to do, by the way. I don't know if you get. You just need to think. See, if you think there's a million ways you can get started where you are right now. I started this video by telling you that start where you are. It's one of the things I recite to myself every day. Even where I am right now is a starting point to getting millions of things done, if only you know how to leverage, right? I just look at every point as a starting point to get to somewhere, and that's life. Do you understand? So, and when it comes to providing services, we've talked about products. Of course, we all know products. Any type of product that can solve problem. And always remember that once you are selling a product, you are not actually selling that product, but you are selling solution, what it does. For example, we look at health related products like arthritis cream. So people have a pain point, that's arthritis. So they can't live with their joint pain. They need a solution to it. So once you can, and you don't, funny enough, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to produce pain arthritis cream yourself. You only need to go get it and then sell it, get your money, and then you are done. Like seriously, the way some people think about business sometimes, or starting a business, is just like something out of the world. It's not. If you are thinking alright, there are so many things. I was talking to a teacher some days back, and the teacher was like, he's teaching in the village for so many years. He's even like assistant principal at the moment. And then in that village, he have access to farm produce. You know, a lot of people that can give him their farm produce to go and sell without taking money prior. And then he lives in the city. He only come to the school on Monday, stay till Friday, and then leave to spend the weekend with his family in the city. So why not you just find a way of packaging this farm produce, taking it to the city to sell during your weekend, and then come back to pay them, be an affiliate. And funny enough, there's a lot people will need to eat on daily basis. So, but it's not just thinking around it. It's just a salary mindset person. So now, when you are talking about services, you think about time, how to help people manage their time. Perhaps there's something they want to do, but they can't afford to do it because they don't have the time. So you help them do it. Just like I've made the example of people picking up their child from school, and it happens that it's just what you are doing with your child every day. So you can just add up some other kids. And some people will think that, no, I'm comfortable, I don't need to do that. No. See, you are thinking business. Perhaps if you start like that, something massive comes out of it. A big transportation company that you can never imagine. Do you understand? If you really are interested in building wealth, then at times also services in form of helping people to learn something they don't know. just like what I'm doing, but for free, right? So, but you can monetize it with time. You just teach people how something they don't know, help them bridge the gap. So especially when it comes to finances, there's a lot people don't know, right? Okay, then you can even build an app, or you build some websites where you give them access to learn. All these are possible. People just have ordinary podcasts these days, and YouTube pays them money. There's a lot you can create, just that you are not looking well. Finally, let me remind you that the first person to sell to, remember I told you who to sell to. The first person you should think about selling to is people that look like you, people that behave like you, people that have the same problem you've had in the past. It's that simple. Because if you focus on your pain, your profession, or your passion, definitely you can feel what the next person that you are supposed to be your target audience, who felt the same thing you are probably going through or you've gone through, can relate with you, or you can relate with the person. So there and then you already understand that this is how my customers feel. I don't know if you get. So each time you want to sell a product, or you want to develop a product, design a product, think about the next person that has similar problem that you are planning to sell to, and literally assume yourself in their shoes. And that way it's easy to get them. Do you understand? So always think about people that look like you. Those are the right customers for you, right? So, but also remember that such customers or such audience, before you develop a product for them, must have money, right? They must have money, and then they must be easier to find. You know, they are easier to see. You can find them and you know where to get them. And then also they must be people that are growing, like their finances are growing. Literally, for example, if you solve the same problem you are solving for the poor, if you solve it for the rich, the same problem, do you know you're going to have different type of income? The same products or services you sell to the poor, or the people that have less, or average people, if the same product is being packaged. Okay, let me give you an example. If you go to big restaurants or kind of branded places, you find out that the same bottle water that is sold maybe 100 naira or 200 naira somewhere is being sold at 1,000 or 2,000, the same bottle water. So what is this telling you? Your target audience matter a lot, even if you are providing the same services. I don't know if you get. So those people must have money, they must be easier to find, they must be a kind of people that are growing, and lastly, like I said earlier, they must have one form of pain or the other. And when we say pain, we don't necessarily mean that somebody must be sick. Like if it's so worrisome for me to go pick up my child from school, that's already a pain to me. If I can't dispose the dustbin in my house, that's already a pain to me. Literally, it's just helping people lift their kind of what they think is stress to them. You are helping them solve it. So I don't know if you really get value from this conversation. If you do, hit the like button, also share with others, and make sure that you implement whatsoever you have learned. Remember, always start from where you are. Don't complain. Use what you have right now to get started, and then do not complain. Never quit in case you have the courage to have started. Join me tomorrow for another interesting session. My name is A.A. Kabir, and today is day 53 of our live online session. See you tomorrow, and bye-bye for now.